Here we see Diddy with Aaliyah and J-Lo, and in this other photo, he's with Jay-Z at the same party decades ago. Or take a look at this other image that, in my opinion, somewhat resembles the white bed in Kanye West's video Famous, where he features all the famous individuals. These images come from one of Diddy's early parties, which have recently been the subject of lawsuits linking these events to trafficking and exploitation of minors. These legal cases provide photographic evidence that shows that, even today, Diddy's parties involve minors and prostitution. But what about Jay-Z? Is he still involved in that kind of lifestyle? Some rumors suggest it might even be worse than Diddy. So, let's delve into the issue and see if these rumors are true. Diddy is now behind bars. Secrets are coming to light, and both Jay-Z and J-Lo have been dragged into the scandal related to Diddy's criminal activities. Online investigators are piecing together the clues, and it seems that Jay-Z and J-Lo may have to provide explanations. One of the first hints came from 50 Cent, who suggested that Jay-Z has been avoiding Diddy since the FBI raid on Diddy's properties a few months ago. According to 50, Jay-Z wasn't answering Diddy's calls. In an Instagram post, 50 Cent shared an image of Jay-Z's face on a milk carton captioned, "Has anyone seen Jay?" Puff said he's not answering the phone. In another post, 50 Cent shared a photo of Jay-Z with a caption alluding to Jay-Z's last known location, waving from Diddy's private jet. This referenced the rumor that Diddy had fled the country on his private plane. Diddy and Jay-Z are close friends in the industry, and they have no qualms about showing it. So when Diddy was arrested, it didn't take long for people to start speculating that Jay-Z might also be involved in his crimes. Digging deeper, internet users uncovered evidence that Jay-Z may have been aware of, and perhaps even participated in, Diddy's infamous parties. Shortly after Diddy's arrest, photos began circulating online showing Jay-Z, Diddy, J-Lo, and Aaliyah together. Aaliyah, tragically lost in a mysterious plane crash in 2001, was not just a well-known name. She was also linked to R. Kelly, a longtime associate of both Diddy and Jay-Z. In 1994, R. Kelly secretly married the 15-year-old Aaliyah when he was 27. The ceremony took place in Chicago, shrouded in secrecy. Vibe magazine later revealed that Aaliyah had falsified her age on her marriage certificate, claiming she was 18. The marriage was annulled in February 1995, but the damage to R. Kelly's reputation was already done. The details surrounding the marriage were even more troubling. A former tour manager testified during Kelly's trial that in 1994 he had bribed a government official to obtain a false identification card for Aaliyah, thus enabling the illegal marriage. Despite the cancellation, Aaliyah's career thrived, although she often avoided discussing her connection with Kelly. Ironically, it was Kelly who wrote and produced his debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Although Jay-Z was well aware of how his associate R. Kelly took advantage of Aaliyah, it appears that he also tried to have a relationship with her. Like Kelly, Jay-Z has been the subject of rumors regarding involvement with underage girls, particularly his alleged relationship with Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown, a rising star in the music scene, began a controversial relationship with Jay-Z when she was just 16 years old, while he was 27. The disturbing nature of this relationship was compounded by claims that Jay-Z paid Foxy Brown a significant sum to keep their relationship a secret. This was later confirmed by Jay-Z's longtime close friend and former business partner, Dame Dash, who was defensive when asked about Jay-Z's involvement with Foxy. When asked about Foxy Brown's age, Dash responded,
"At what age was Foxy Brown signed?"
I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
But that's...
I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know
Stop
you did.
putting
I'm
me
just
in that.
asking a
You keep
question.
asking because I'm on the block. I'm responsible for everybody.
You the boss.
Yo, don't beat around the bush. Say what you want
I'm
to say.
just
What do you
asking.
mean by that question?
I was just asking.
What are you insinuating?
I'm
when
not
you ask me
insinuating.
about
I just
Foxy
asking.
Brown?
I thought Foxy was like 16. That's all I'm saying.
Diddy, Jay-Z, and R. Kelly share uncanny similarities, as evidenced by a lawsuit filed against Diddy by his former producer, Lil Rod. In the lawsuit, Diddy is accused of sexual harassment, forcing drug use, and soliciting underage girls. Diddy is alleged to have often hosted parties with sex workers and minors, forcing them to sign non-disclosure agreements. Diddy's neighbors also reported that busloads of minors would arrive at his house around 3 a.m. Right next door, it was clear that things were getting out of hand, especially around 3 in the morning. It was chaos. Interestingly, Diddy and Jay-Z seem to have more in common than previously thought. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Diddy allegedly had intimate relationships with male celebrities, including Usher, Meek Mill, and Stevie J. A section of the lawsuit states, Mr. Combs told Mr. Jones that he had sexual relations with a rapper, name removed, an R&B singer, name removed, and Stevie J. The notes clarify that the rapper is a Philadelphia artist who previously dated Nicki Minaj, while the R&B singer performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency in Las Vegas. Meek Mill fits the description, being from Philadelphia and having dated Nicki Minaj from 2014 to 2016. An insider from News reported that their breakup occurred due to frequent arguments, with a final dispute leading to the separation. But what about the R&B singer? The lawsuit mentions that he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency in Las Vegas. All eyes turned to Usher, who performed at the Super Bowl in 2024 and had a successful residency in Las Vegas in 2022. Jay-Z has also faced rumors about his sexuality, and 50 Cent has been one of those to assert this. According to 50, Jay-Z was trying to emulate the style of a well-known gay artist.
He imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We were talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
The comments suggested that Jay-Z was modeling his appearance after Jean-Michel Basquiat, a famous painter who, despite having relationships with women like Madonna, was the subject of rumors regarding his homosexuality. And if you look at Jay-Z's current style, it's hard to ignore 50 Cent's claims. Now, you might wonder how Jennifer Lopez fits into all this. Diddy and J.Lo were a couple, but broke up in 2001 after 2 years together. In a 2003 interview with Vibe magazine, Lopez explained why they went their separate ways, stating that Diddy was not loyal. I never caught him cheating on me, but I knew, she shared. He would say he was going to a club for a few hours, and then he wouldn't come back until late at night. She recalled thinking, do I really want to be at home with kids in 10 years? Wondering where my partner is at 3 in the morning? Despite their breakup, Diddy and J.Lo remained friends, even going live together on Instagram during the pandemic. Many online believe that J.Lo always knew what Diddy was involved in and that she was covering for him. She has been accused in the past of protecting him, even going so far as to save the founder of Bad Boy Records from years in prison. This includes the infamous nightclub shooting in 1999 that involved both Diddy and J.Lo. According to Diddy,
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
The 1999 incident involving Diddy and his then-girlfriend J.Lo ended with Diddy being acquitted. However, Lil Rod's new lawsuit presents a different narrative. According to the lawsuit, Diddy's rap protege, Shine, then 19, was wrongfully convicted for his involvement in the case. So, what does this lawsuit reveal about the events over 2 decades ago? According to Lil Rod, Diddy boasted about the shooting and how he managed to escape responsibility. The lawsuit states, Mr. Combs admitted to being responsible for the shooting in the New York City nightclub, along with rapper Shine. He said that his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, also known as J.Lo, had smuggled the gun into the club and handed it to him after an argument. Lil Rod isn't the only one speaking out. The shooting victim has claimed for years that Diddy was the one who shot her, but her story has been ignored for over 20 years.
You have said since really right after the shooting that it was P. Diddy who shot you.
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose.
So, what exactly happened that night? And how did Diddy evade charges? On December 27, 1999, Diddy and J.Lo were celebrating the upcoming release of Shine's album at Club New York in Midtown Manhattan. The evening began like any other glamorous night out in the city, with Diddy and J.Lo enjoying the lively atmosphere. As they were leaving with a bottle of champagne in hand, Diddy accidentally bumped into a man named Matthew Allen, nicknamed Scar, spilling his drink. Allen reacted by pushing Diddy, and soon things escalated when one of Allen's associates reportedly threw money in his face that a dispute ensued, and just before 3 a.m., someone threw a bundle of cash at Diddy in a show of disrespect. Chaos erupted, and gunfire pierced through the music, sending the club into a panic. In the crossfire, 3 witnesses were shot, including a woman who was injured in the face. She was immediately taken to the hospital along with the other victims. When authorities arrived to assess the situation and capture those responsible, the club, once a symbol of luxury, became a grim scene of violence. Diddy and J-Lo were detained after a gun was discovered in their car while they were attempting to leave the club. The gun was discovered in the vehicle, leading a police officer present at the scene to order the arrest of all occupants. Both P. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were charged with possession of a loaded firearm. Their vehicle had been stopped after they ran a red light while leaving the club, and the gun found in the car was later identified as stolen in Georgia. None of the 4 passengers had a permit for the weapon, and both Combs and Lopez were charged with possession of stolen property. Eyewitnesses claimed that Combs had fired the gun after a dispute at Club New York, leading to the arrest and interrogation of the couple. Shine, Combs' protege, was also arrested and charged with possession of a firearm. However, in 2001, a Manhattan jury acquitted Combs of all charges, including 4 counts of illegal possession of a firearm and 1 count of bribery. Shine was less fortunate. He was convicted on 5 of the 8 counts against him. Diddy's driver that night, Wardell Fenderson, testified that he didn't immediately stop the car because Combs had shouted at him not to stop. After being pulled over by police, who discovered the weapon, Combs allegedly offered Fenderson $50,000 and a diamond ring to take the blame for the gun. Fenderson testified that Combs had a gun the night of the shooting and pressured him to claim ownership when the police stopped the car. Shine, who has always claimed that Diddy betrayed him.
I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison.
The witness, a nightclub bouncer named Sharice Myers, testified that she fell on top of Diddy when the shot was fired and that he did not have a gun in the club. However, her testimony later turned against Shine, as she claimed that it was Shine who fired the first 2 shots at the ceiling. Although Shine's lawyers admitted that their client had fired the weapon, they argued that it was in self-defense. Despite this, Diddy has repeatedly denied betraying Shine, stating that he never pressured anyone to provide false testimony in Shine's case. However, Shine continues to insist that Diddy set him up and ultimately sent him to prison. If you think this is the only time Lopez covered for Diddy, there's more to the story. Some claim that Jennifer Lopez helped Diddy hide his involvement in various scandals, including allegations of sexual abuse. Despite their past as ex-lovers, Lopez has never spoken negatively about Diddy, which seems strange considering he was already facing multiple sexual harassment accusations before they met. Moreover, Diddy faced further assault allegations shortly after their breakup. Could it be that their relationship was the only one without controversy? It's possible, but many online believe that Lopez is still covering for him. That a key element cited by these online theorists is the lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, which details Diddy's activities dating back to the early 90s. According to the lawsuit, Diddy allegedly filmed explicit videos of celebrities and politicians without their consent, using hidden cameras in his homes during wild parties. Lil Rod claimed he discovered these hidden cameras while living with Diddy. The lawsuit also names several individuals, including prominent celebrities, executives, and athletes, who were allegedly filmed without their consent. This behavior reportedly continued for years, leading many to believe that Diddy had amassed enough compromising material to consider himself untouchable. These claims hark back to another incident from the early 90s when a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit in November 2023, accusing Diddy of sexual violence and recording the incident without her consent. Joy, who had worked with Diddy in the past, alleged that in January 1991, after agreeing to have dinner with him, Diddy slipped drugs into her drink while she went to the bathroom. She recalled feeling disoriented and claimed that Diddy took her to a private place where he sexually assaulted her. Later, she learned that Diddy had filmed the entire encounter and had shown the footage to others, including a mutual friend named Devontae Swing. But Joy wasn't the only victim. Lil Rod also claimed he was drugged and sexually assaulted by Diddy and other men during one of Diddy's infamous parties. He recounted waking up naked and disoriented in bed with Diddy and 2 other women, feeling dazed and violated. Another accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, came forward the same day as Joy, sharing her traumatic experience. Jane Doe accused Diddy and singer Aaron Hall of forcing her into sexual acts during an after-party in the early 90s. She claimed that while Diddy assaulted her, Aaron Hall entered the room and physically overpowered her, subjecting her to further abuse. To make matters worse, Jane Doe alleged that her friend, who was also at the party, suffered similar treatment in another room. These disturbing accusations against Diddy, spanning decades, suggest a long history of exploitation and harassment that has only recently come to light, with more victims finding their voice. Even more disturbing is that the lawsuit reveals an incident that allegedly occurred just 2 days after the supposed assault. Fearing that his ex-girlfriend might discover the truth, Diddy allegedly visited the home where Jane Doe and her friend were staying and reportedly choked Jane until she lost consciousness. This was not Diddy's only alleged crime. He and the former president of Bad Boy Entertainment, Harve Pierre, faced accusations from another unidentified Jane Doe when she was only 17 years old. Court documents reveal that in 2003, the plaintiff claims Harve Pierre approached her in a lounge in Michigan, claiming to be Diddy's best friend. To prove their connection, Pierre allegedly called Diddy, and together they convinced the teenager to take a private jet to Diddy's recording studio. The lawsuit includes photos that Jane Doe claims were taken in the studio that night, one of which shows her sitting on Diddy's lap. Once they arrived at the studio, the lawsuit alleges that Diddy, Pierre, and an unidentified accomplice drugged and intoxicated Jane Doe before subjecting her to a brutal assault. The lawsuit describes the incident as part of a sex trafficking operation, with the defendants exploiting a vulnerable high school student and transporting her by private jet to New York City for the assault. All these events suggest that Lopez may have been aware of Diddy's monstrous behavior, as he faced harassment allegations both before and after their relationship. Interestingly, many women in Diddy's life have come forward to accuse him, while others, like Kim Porter, have died under suspicious circumstances. Kim Porter's death on November 15, 2018, was initially attributed to pneumonia, but the coroner later classified it as a homicide due to toxins found in her system. She was reportedly in the process of writing a book that many believed would reveal compromising information about Diddy before her passing. Another ex of Diddy, Gina Hoyne, accused him of repeated physical abuse. She described their tumultuous relationship as filled with aggression, recounting incidents where Diddy would stomp on her and hit her, leaving her emotionally and physically scarred. One particularly harrowing experience involved Diddy hitting her in the stomach with such force that it took her breath away.
He stomped on my stomach really hard, and I took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe. He took my hair and was dragging me across the grass in my hair with my hair. So I was laying on my back, and he stood over me and he started punching me like this. He avoided my face, but he started punching me on the side of my head, and I was just covering my face.
So, has Jennifer Lopez covered for Diddy all these years? Or did the Bad Boy Records mogul treat her differently than the other women in his life? We may never know the answer. Recently, news emerged that a villa linked to Sean Diddy Combs in Holmby Hills was searched by Homeland Security agents. Concerning claims have surfaced as a grainy video, possibly from P. Diddy's residence, has the potential to change everything we know about the hip-hop mogul. Federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security raided his home as part of an ongoing investigation into human trafficking. This video will explore the complexities of the case, analyze the leaked footage, discuss its authenticity, and examine the potential consequences for Diddy's reputation and how the music industry treats young artists.